At this time, before we bless our offering, Deacon Smith is going to come. We've made some changes. We've heard some of you based on this situation that we're in right now. And Deacon Smith is going to come, and before we bless our offering, and he's going to tell you, because we had to institute another way of giving, since we cannot come together like we normally do. So now that this is the new norm, he's going to come and he's going to tell you what we have instituted in the way of giving. Amen. Say amen for Deacon Smith as he's coming at this time.
Amen.
Yes. Yes, hello everyone. Yeah, at the time, what we have set up for you as a way of mobile giving, we have 3 different apps we have set up right now. And the 3 we have is a Cash App called and Giverfly, and of course PayPal. These apps will be accessible. I sent out a text yesterday to a number of people that were in a group text previous. To those who have received that text, you can actually tap on those various apps that are highlighted in blue. They will actually take you to that website, or that app, and they will, if you already have it installed on your phone, device, computer, or whatever, it would actually bring it up for you automatically without doing anything any further. But using these particular apps, you have to create an account. The various accounts, of course, it deals with the card you would like to use, or the account you would like to use for that withdrawal to be made with. Like I said, the Cash App, a lot of the younger ones I do know that are here usually use that or are familiar with that app. Some of them, or some of you may not be, but that is easily done and is already installed for the office to accept those deposits that we made. I would like to make a note, when you do make a deposit on the Cash App, you may want to put a notation of what that giving is for, whether it be for tithes, offering, speaker, pantry, food pantry, whatever it may be. Even for the tribes, you can also do that in that Cash App. To touch upon the Giverfly, it is set up for in a way that you can make the transaction, multiple transactions that is. So you may give maybe for the speaker, you may want to give your tithes, and you may want to give for the food pantry, for example, and those 3 are optional, of course, but you may want to give multiple givings. That will work out to the church's advantage because it is 30 cents per donation or 30 cents per transaction. So by doing a multiple, you pretty much save, instead of doing 3 on that hand. Going back to the Cash App, there is no fees for any of these for you on your end to actually do the transactions. It's totally on the church end. And like I said, for the church end on the Cash App, it's only 2.9%, which is 3 cents to the dollar. The other is 2.9, which is Giverfly is 2.9. Also, with a 30 cents, I had mentioned earlier, transaction fee. Those are no charge to you at all. That Giverfly is accessible also. It's on, you can use it by loading it through your Droid, which is through the Play Store. Or you can go, if you're using Apple, it can be the Apple Store as well. They work both sufficiently on both devices. I have both type devices because myself, I don't like to be in the box of having limited myself to one device. So it works on both, okay? The last one I did not touch on was PayPal. And this account we thought being set up was for only the main purpose, not necessarily for giving of donations or offerings, but it's mainly set up for maybe purchases. And I use, for example, a purchase. I know Brother Craig usually has a fish fry. Well, you have some, outside, this is the outside monies I'm looking at. You have a customer comes up and say, I'd like to make a purchase on a dinner, and he necessarily don't have cash. Then he has a PayPal app that he can actually use his credit card that's logged in on the PayPal account. So he can also make a transaction and participate in purchasing a dinner or whatever it may be, okay? So I would not totally recommend using PayPal for our church as far as donations of the church, even though it'll work just as good as the other 2, but I don't recommend doing that because I think PayPal more or less for goods, not necessarily for the service. But it's your discretion. It works just as fine as the other 2 I had mentioned. And they all, you know, serve the purpose of giving, electronic giving, okay? I think I covered everything. Are there any questions?
So if you're not a member, is there a site that they go to in order to?
Okay, yes, good question. Okay, if you're not a member, is there anywhere on the site that you can go to? Yes, you can go to our website, but the question, the situation right now is not installed on the website yet. We're working on that, but it will be there. It'll eventually get there, but it's not right now. So those who want to do the purchases or make the transactions, you can very well use the website without it being there. Just like I said, go and pull it up in your apps and use it that way for right now. But it will in the future be on the website. The website is being reconstructed and having some work done to it, and it's going to have a new look. So we're working on that, and it's way overdone. It should have been done a long time ago, but you know, sooner, no better than later. But any other questions?
What's the Cash App name and like stuff? So if you want to send money, what name should we enter in for Cash App or PayPal? What is it under?
Okay, yeah, the Cash App is the dollar sign. You have a dollar sign. It's New Holy Trinity. New Holy Trinity.
That's it.
What's that?
New Holy Trinity.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. I was thinking it was something on the end. Just New Holy Trinity. So it's dollar sign New Holy Trinity. And like I said in that text, I didn't have everyone's name, but it was a group text that the First Lady had sent out, and I just used that as a way of getting it out to those who are on that group text. But you can tap on that and it'll take you right to it automatically with no problem. But like I said, you do have to set up an account in order to activate it. And it's really easy for the business office, the Giverfly. I really encourage you mostly on the Giverfly because it's easier for Calvin and the business office back there to actually log and maneuver the funds to designate the areas, and it does a nice spreadsheet. It's really nice. It's really nice. Okay. Okay. Any questions?
Amen. God bless you. God bless you. We thank God for the